Welcome back, everybody, to this final episode of Spurs Up for the semester. I'm Jack Taylor.
And I'm Matt Bumbaka.
And today we have a very special treat as Spurs Up creator D'Angelo Stevenson and former CCS producer and Hammer with Questions creator John Wagoner will be sitting down with a very special guest for a senior send-off at Spurs Up.
It's been a great season with you guys, and we got some great things coming in the fall. But for now, Spurs Up.
All right, thanks, guys. Welcome back. We are here with redshirt senior Michael Scarnecchia. He's a quarterback out of Fleming Island, Florida, right?
Florida.
Fleming Island, Florida. He's been here for 4 years now. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah, so you want to start out with the first question?
Yeah, so you've been here for 4 years now, and you've obviously dealt with some injuries. How do you kind of keep yourself focused, knowing that you haven't, I guess, seen the field all that much just because you've been hurt and things like that? What keeps you motivated?
That's one of the biggest issues that I've dealt with being here. Sometimes when I first got here, everyone wants to play and be the starter and lead the team to victory and all that, but some things just happened. There were some players who got the chances to start, and then and so I just kept working, waiting for my opportunity. And one season I got hurt and I had a torn labrum, so I was out the whole season. And a lot of people want to quit or give up after that, but you can't truly find your identity in one thing, and that's the one thing that's kept me going is, football is not always going to be here, but while it's here, I want to work as hard as I can to get where I can go. And I've grown into the role that I've played. If that's starter, if that's backup, if that's whatever it may be, I've learned, and it's taken a while to learn that, but I've learned now to enjoy the role that I've had and play my part. And that's one thing that's kept me going. And the support I have has kept me going as well, because going through an injury and bounce back is not easy, but I love this game and I want to play as hard as I can and as long as I can, and so those are some of the main things that's kept me going.
And how easy do you find it to be just complacent and say, okay, I'll just be the backup guy and I'll do my job and I'll get through it and move on?
I wouldn't say complacency for me, because I love Jake, but I want to be the starter, and I know he does well. Everyone on the QB roster wants to be the starter, so I'm not going to say I would be complacent, but I'm working as hard as I can, whether that's pushing Jake as well, but I want to work as hard as I can to become the starter, because you never know what can happen. And even if, God say, I don't want it to happen, but Jake get hurt and I get in, I have to be the guy that's going to be ready to step up, and I want to be ready because I was the starter the whole entire season. Or if we're blowing a team out and I get in, I want to be ready. I don't want to be an embarrassment to the program. I want to be that guy. So I work as hard as I can to be the starter. I don't settle into a backup role, but I'll play my part and I will support Jake and help him any way I can as he's the starter.
So what is the atmosphere like, especially in the Muschamp era beginning a year ago? You won 6 games last year, won 9 games this year, Outback Bowl champion. So what's the feel like in the locker room now, especially heading into the next season?
Tell you what, the feel's awesome. I've told several guys this. I've even told Coach Muschamp. This is probably the first time since my senior year of high school I've felt this close with the team. I think most of our team would say the same. This is probably one of the tightest families I've had on a sports organization, and you can feel comfortable talking to any single person about any issue. And we've had people come in and give speeches to our teams, and we've had these guest speakers, and I think through all that, which is Marcus Lattimore is doing, I think it's brought our team closer as a family. And I think that's one of the biggest things as cultures. We all trust each other. And I think as we keep trusting each other, we're going to keep on growing. And we have people who are dedicated to just working as hard as they can and committing their lives to this sport.
How important is trust among teammates in a situation like this, where you're trying to kind of battle for some recognizance in the football community?
Yeah, I think it's one of the most vital aspects of a team that's successful, because if you can't trust the person next to you, you're always going to be, let's say for a QB's instance, if you can't trust your left tackle to do his job, you're always going to be looking over your shoulder.
You get blindsided.
Yeah, you're not going to be looking down and doing your job. So I think the trust aspect comes into play, where you can trust what your teammates, they're going to do their jobs, and you can worry about your job and not have to worry about anything else. And the same goes for us. I think our teammates can trust us as we're going to do what's best for the team. And I think that's one of the things we're building on this organization.
What have you seen out of Jake in the past year, especially with him being a guy coming out of high school, coming to take over a team like this? The culture is very big, and how he's evolved over the last year. Like you said, he won 9 games. So how much have you seen him grow as a quarterback, just watching him?
I've seen him grow a lot. Most people think when you get the QB1 position, your ego changes, especially with success behind it. But no, Jake's the same passionate kid he is about football that he's been since he came here. And as a QB, he works as hard as anybody I've known. He's always in the film room studying. I think he's growing in knowledge of the game. I think at this level, you can work on your fundamentals as an important part, but at the end of the day, you have what you have as your ability and your fundamentals. So not this mind, it's about the mind of the game. And I think that's where he's grown a lot.
So you've been here, you've had 3 different coaches.
3
different coaches, and it was a very tumultuous time for the program. But when you started out, you were with Steve Spurrier, was still the head coach. What was it like getting recruited by him?
It's awesome because, head coach, old ball coach, everyone, one of the most famous coaches in college football history. And he was the one that was personally recruiting me. And it was a fun experience getting to talk to him on the phone. And he loved his QBs, especially like the ones he recruited. So it was a fun experience getting recruited by him.
Any good stories?
Our best story would probably be right now this past spring when he asked me to throw the celebrity touchdown pass. Mm-hmm. And we dropped it, and we were just going back and forth. I could have helped him out a little bit with the ball, and we were just joking about that.
He was wearing golf gloves, that's kind of hard.
Yeah, he must have just came from the range, but we wish we could have got that done. But that's probably one of our funnier stories.
I'm just kind of like, I just want to know, like, from your perspective, who was like the joke, like out of all the quarterbacks, who was like the jokester, like who's the one that's always clowning around, you know what I'm saying? Just
through my career, Dylan was the biggest jokester, Dylan Thompson.
Yeah.
And like I never, to this day, I'm the jokester now, I would say, but it was Dylan, Perry, and then now it's me.
Yeah.
I would probably say if Jake's here next year, I think Jake will take over as the jokester. But he's also pretty serious. All these guys are serious when they need to be, and just like me. But man, when we're joking, Dylan, I still to this day have nothing on him.
So Marcus comes back, and it's a lot of hype for the university. How much knowledge has he teaching you guys in terms of like, with him being a former player, like what type of influence has he given you guys, and like since he's been here?
With the position he's in,
mm-hmm.
the old guy, he'd bring in guest speakers, and they would help, and you're like, oh, this is a good rah-rah speech, but Marcus really, truly cares about the players, and the people he brings into the organization are ones that I think are going to benefit us down the road in our lives. And like the other day, we had some founders, financial institution, some bank, I think they were, a credit union, mm-hmm. and they played out this whole scenario. Everyone got their own folder, and we had like our own lives, whether married, children, our income, and we went on these. We had to go through and create a budget, and like there's stuff like that. Marcus truly cares about the players and what's going on in their futures, not just football alone. And I think he's brought a lot of the players closer, and he's brought a lot of knowledge to the players as well.
All right, one last quick question. So we're recording this on a Friday, and we last night Avengers Infinity War came out. We were just talking about this before we went on air. But if you could have one Avenger to join the team, who would you want it to be and why?
One Avenger. Man. I would have to go with one Avenger. I would go with Captain America.
Cap.
I wouldn't know if he'd be my favorite, but just based on his leadership aspect. And
you telling me you wouldn't want Bruce Banner running
that's true, the Hulk,
linebacker? Come on.
Yeah,
Somebody
but he's
chirps
too
him.
erratic.
That would be perfect.
That'd be great,
Somebody
yeah.
chirps him on the sidelines, he just goes full Hulk, and then everybody's out.
That is true.
Could be good, but
I would it'd be a tough race between those two, but I think I'd still go with Captain America.
that would be good. He would definitely be a good leader.
He would be.
Yeah.
I got one more question. No, I know we run out of time,
you're good.
but obviously Hayden was drafted yesterday in the first round. So what did that mean to you as a former teammate, just to see someone like accomplish their dream in their roles?
No, that's awesome, and seeing Hayden grow as a man from when he first came here to now where he's at. You know, coming off the story he has from baseball and then coming in and getting his first catch against Texas A&M. It was either A&M or LSU. I can't remember specifically.
It was A&M.
A&M. And, you know, watching him grow from then, the guy has worked harder than anybody I know at football. I mean, when you talk about people dedicating their lives to things, I mean, sometimes they don't fully get. I mean, that guy literally lived at the stadium, lived in the weight room, lived in the film room. That guy gave everything he had to football. He was never a partier, never a drinker. Like he was what you want in a guy. And I grew close to him as a friend, and I'm glad I can call him a friend today. But seeing him get drafted at 25th was awesome, and I just wish him the best. But he's an awesome guy, and I think he'll have a lot of success in the NFL.
All right, there you go. Well, we go from Captain America to Garnet Thor,
Yeah,
as they call Hayden Hurst. But we have our thanks to Michael Scarnecchia for joining us. This has been the final episode of Spurs Up for the semester.
Exactly.
We'll be back in the fall. We won't be back in the fall, but the show will be back in the fall. This is our final hoorah, I guess you want to call it.
Yeah, and shout out to Jack Taylor and Matt Bumbaka, who basically preceded the show. You know, I'm the original creator, but it's just amazing what they've done this semester, and you know, we just hope they take it to new heights than what it is today. So, peace out. Last show, I'm emotional.
Don't get emotional. Don't cry. We're not crying. No crying in football.
Well, I don't play football. I play basketball. So I mean, like,
no crying in sports TV.
Yeah, one last hoorah to Chris Paul, Houston Rockets. They winning the NBA championship.
Chris Paul's most overrated point guard. And I'm gonna hold on that one. That's all we got for us. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next semester.
Peace.